Hi, I'm a kitten. I'm blatantly being used to shill this vlog. Please subscribe to this vlog and help the OGGM reach 1,000 subs so he stops using me to advertise for his vlog. Look at me. I'm a kitten. I'm cute. Subscribe to this vlog. Hello and welcome. It's Monday. It is the 15th day of August, 2022. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 60 degrees and sunny here at Site B. My camera is out of focus for some reason, probably because I've been using it to look at a kitten way too much. Subscribe to my vlog. The kitten wants you to. It's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, and sports, as it may directly or indirectly affect our hobby, and of course, all the nonsense from this week. Do we have any nonsense that has absolutely nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast? Sadly, no. Okay, so first out, we have news from Gen Con, which we have already addressed in previous posts about the number of attendees at Gen Con. We have the number of attendees who actually showed up in mass or stuff, and that was not as high as people wanted. So we have a very large group of people in a very small space, several of which are not masked. And, you know, it's cold and flu season. All right, we also have the reports of sexual assault and harassment and some other stuff coming out of Gen Con, including two letters from publishers demanding that Gen Con move from where it's currently located, or they will no longer support Gen Con. We have the letter from Coyote and Crow, or the series of letters from Coyotes and Crow's publishers, which get more and more ridiculous. And we have the letter from Cards Against Humanities. Both are very long-winded, very insulting, very poking the bear, very unnecessary. The problem is Gen Con is currently held in a state that is currently pro-choice, and is, you know, very much, we're happy Roe versus Wade was overturned and abortion and blah, 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 blah. And these companies are very much, you know, pro-choice. And they're like, we're not going to support Gen Con while it's Indiana because we don't support the politics of that state because we're pro-choice and Indiana is pro-life and is trying to stop abortion. Okay, fine. And Gen Con, I don't know what Gen Con's politics are. They're probably just too busy trying to put out all the fires that have come out with the harassment charges and the abuse charges and all the other stuff that seems to be coming out from them. So they haven't made any statements that I'm aware of regarding pro-choice or pro-life, or if they are going to move to another state. Obviously, there are several financial incentives for them to have Gen Con where they have it. Indiana gets a lot of money from Gen Con. Gen Con gets a lot of money to have Gen Con in Indiana. I mean, they could have had it closer to home in Seattle, but because that's where Gen Con's, I guess, technically located right now, but they have it in the same place, partially because, you know, get Indiana and Gygax and, you know, whatever else, and just, I don't know why they have it there, but probably just because they've had it there forever, and it's a really big hotel, and they've made lots of footholds in the community, and moving the convention to another state would be extremely expensive, get them a lot of bad press, and, you know, would affect a lot of people who make their livelihood in that state off of the convention being there every year. So I don't know if Gen Con's going to say, yes, we're going to move, or, you know what, the politics of this state don't affect the convention. These are the politics of the convention. And as long as you're here, this is what we support. As I said in the previous vlog that I made about this, you know what? Coyote and Crow and Cards Against Humanities, great. These are your politics, great. You don't want to have anything to do with a state that is against your current politics, fine. That's your choice. That's money out of your pocket by not going to Gen Con, but if that's what you want to do, great. Take all the money you wouldn't have gotten because you're not going to be at Gen Con and give it to the charities that support pro-choice. Your letters were outrageously insulting. I was insulted by the letters, and I'm pro-choice. And just because of the way the letters were written, I don't want to support either of those companies. Not because I'm pro or against their politics, but because the letters were just so insulting. Like I said before, a two-sentence press release would have been all you needed. So yes, Gen Con, Moving on, Pellegrin Press has announced a new version of 13th Age, backwards compatible. It's going to be about the same amount of pages as the previous 13th Age, but updated, revised, new stuff, cooler treasures, better advice, new artwork. It's going to have a whole bunch of new stuff and still be backwards compatible with the original 13th Age. 13th Age was one of the many OGL OSR games that came out, had a lot of great ideas about high-level characters and icons and the cycle of high-level characters and the cycle of icons. The system itself, had some good stuff, had some bad stuff, had some great ideas, had some not-so-great ideas, but there was a lot of lore that was really made you think about the relationship of extremely high-level characters to the world, which I really liked. At what's point does a 20th level character pretty much become a god in the eyes of other people? It was a little pricey in 2013. I don't know how much it costs now, but it had a lot of good ideas. It's definitely worth milking for the ideas, even if you don't play the game. We have some announcements from my favorite company, Free League. First off, Free League has announced that they're going to be making a version of Drakar och Demonar, which is, I guess, a Swedish version of D&D that's been around forever. It's going to be released in English for the first time as Dragon's Bane. And there's a new book coming out for Vossen calling Mythic Britain. And most excitedly, we're going to be having a Lord of the Rings role-playing game from them using the 5e rules. So I don't know if they're going to be using the One Ring, which they own, or different version of Lord of the Rings, but it'll be Lord of the Rings under 5e rules. Is that a good choice or bad choice? I don't know. I mean, Lord of the Rings is sort of the blueprint for what D&D was. Fighter, ranger, magic user, cleric, human, elf, dwarf, halfling, right? Rangers definitely modeled after Lord of the Rings. Wizards definitely modeled after Lord of the Rings and Jack Vance. So seeing a Lord of the Rings in 5e could be excellent or could suck. I don't know. I'm looking. I'll probably kickstart it. Crucible 7 has announced Broken Weave, a tragic fantasy setting with a lot of artwork that looks like Tales from the Loop. It's very dark and moody and sad and tragic, and the artwork looks amazing. I don't know anything about the system except it's like 5e but broken up and redone, so it's way more bonkers, which is I'm always happy to see people taking 5e in new and exciting directions and making it the system it should have been. So, and the artwork looks great, so it might be fun to follow that. Crucible 7 has also announced a new Warhammer 40k title called Imperium Maledictum, where players will take the role of citizens of the Imperium and do stuff like adventure and intrigue and buying and trading and space fighting and all the other things you can do in the space of 4,000 Warhammer 40k. Avalon Hill has announced the Yawning Portal, a board game placing you in charge of the iconic Dungeons & Dragons tavern. So it's a 1 to 4 player game where you take the roles of the staff of the tavern attempting to feed the starving adventurers in the Yawning Portal. So I guess it's a resource management board game. Whatever. It's interesting that it's from Avalon Hill and not Wizards of the Coast, but that's just Hasbro testing the waters to see how well other companies can market their stuff. Avalon, I'm excited about this one. Avalon Hill has announced the resurrection of HeroScape Miniatures war game with the HeroScape Age of Apocalypse. This will be out sometime this year. If you're not familiar with the HeroScape miniatures, they were amazing pre-painted miniatures. I have some. Hold on. I don't have a lot of these. I used to have more, but I've lost them over the years. But this is just a perfect example. This is some undead blaster dude. Can you see that? I don't know. The camera's being really weird, but I love the figures from HeroScape. So even though I don't play the game, if I can find the figures, I will be picking them up. Now, of course, in regards to everything that's happening to Gen Con, Polygon is speculating that Indianapolis may no longer be the home for Gen Con because several people are making public statements about they don't support Indiana's politics. And again, it's just fine. But don't make yourself look dumb when you do it. Will Gen Con move? I don't know. Anything that Coyote and Crow says right now is just going to be tilted because of all the other negativity they're getting from their series of ridiculous tweets and posts and letters that they made regarding their racism and, anti-white sentiment and just whatever, which just was completely unnecessary. So I think they don't really count in regards to any decisions that Gen Con might make until the heat narrows down. Cards Against Humanity, they're big. I mean, are they big enough that if they left, Gen Con would go, oh yeah, we're going to move the convention because they affect our bottom line? I don't know. If Wizards of the Coast or Paizo said, we're not going to support Gen Con anymore unless Gen Con moves, then Gen Con will be like, hey, that's our major money. But I don't know. I mean, you got to understand that Gen Con's been, like I said, Gen Con's been in Indiana a really long time. There's financial incentives from the state for them to remain. Several merchants count on Gen Con being there every year. So it's not just a simple decision of just going, let's find a new hotel in a different state. There's a lot more involved that would affect the bottom line of Gen Con, would affect the bottom line of all the people going to Gen Con and all the businesses that depend upon Gen Con being there every year. And the state depends upon Gen Con. The Board of Tourism of the state depends upon Gen Con being there. It's a key mark when they're pushing the state to certain audiences. We host Gen Con, and that's big money. Wow, we made it through the whole thing without talking about Wizards of the Coast. Oh, wait, no, we have some Wizards of the Coast news. I'm sorry. I know you thought we were going to make it through the whole news today without it, but nope. All right, so this comes to us from a shop owner named Robert Gray, who is telling us that during the first week, Radiant Citadel only sold 7,123 copies across the entire United States. 7,123 copies of Radiant Citadel all over the United States. That's all that would hold. In the second week, Radiant Citadel sold about 2,000 copies across the entire United States. And now Wizards of the Coast has reduced the cost by 50%, cutting its profits. So yeah, we have another news from another game store owner. This gentleman has not given me his name, but he owns a game store. And he has said that both Radiant Citadel and Dragons of Stormwick Isle are just sitting on the shelves. They have not moved. Now, he said he can't speak for other game stores, but he can tell you that the people who are coming into his game store and showing themselves holding the game and talking about the game on their TikTok or on their YouTube, they're not actually buying the game. So if you see a video of a guy holding up a copy of Dragons of Stormwick Isle and talking about, the characters and, the box set and, the magic set, that guy didn't pay for it, okay? Same with the guy who's holding up, Dragons of Stormwick Isle or Radiant Citadel and saying everything. These guys, apparently, they're not paying for the game. They're going into the game stores, holding up the game, doing their little TikTok, doing their little, 5-second short going, hey, it's me, and I want to tell you about how these characters from this cartoon are on the cover of this book. But then they leave. They're not buying it. That's shitty. I'm sorry, that's shitty. If you're not giving the store at least credit, saying, hey, this is me, I'm inside Dreamworld Collectibles, I want to talk about this, I'm holding it up, and I want to say that I think these characters are the characters from the Saturday morning cartoon, great, because you're giving the store credit. But if you're not even giving the store credit and you're not buying it, then that's just shitty, okay? Also, speaking of Radiant Citadel and Dragons of Stormwick Isle, there is a new Magic the Gathering Secret Lair out called Magic the Gathering Secret Lair Saturday Morning Cartoons. It is a 6-card set, and apparently it features some artwork that could be the characters from the cartoon. I mean, Three of the six, there's only 6 cards. First off, Secret Lair is a total scam because it's like over $100 for only 6 cards, none of which are legal. So you're buying them for the artwork, and for non-legal, non-tournament games. 3 of the cards are pretty generic. 3 of the cards you could definitely say, yeah, those are the characters from the cartoon. Now, does this confirm that the characters on Dragons of Stormwick Isle are the characters from the cartoon? Absolutely not. And why? Well, I know that there are individuals who are posting videos about this Magic the Gathering set, claiming this is A, the first time Wizards of the Coast has ever done anything like this, and B, it absolutely proves they own the rights to the characters, and the characters are not on the box, are the characters from the Saturday morning cartoon. So there's 3 lies in there, and 3 lies that these people are doing to continue perpetuate an argument they've already lost. 1, this is the first time Wizards of the Coast has ever done a Secret Lair in conjuration with another IP. That is absolutely untrue. Every single Secret Lair has been some connection to another IP. I notice in the videos that these guys are putting up, they're not mentioning Secret Lair Walking Dead. They're not mentioning Secret Lair Transformers. They're not mentioning Secret Lair G.I. Joe. They're not mentioning any of the other Secret Lairs. And there's been a lot of them, including the Walking Dead one. So now, by your logic, that means Walking Dead is now canon to D&D, and Wizards of the Coast owns the Walking Dead because they appeared. Now, I know there's been other Secret Lairs with other IPs. I think there was a Marvel one. I don't know. We could just take a look at all the Secret Lairs. Oh, there's a Streetliner one. There was a Stranger Thing one. There was a Fortnite one. So, by your logic, because the characters on the cards look like the characters from the cartoon, Fortnite, Stranger Things, Walking Dead are all owned by Wizards of the Coast, which we know is also completely untrue. They also did one with Aliens, it looks like. They did one G.I. Joe and Transformers, which are both owned by Traveler. Let's see what else that they've done. Walking Dead. Heroes in the Realms. Universe Beyond. Let's see, they did... They did a lot. They did some Halloween ones. They did a Phyrexian one. They did a Mother's Day one. Also the Saturday morning cartoon one. It hasn't really done very well in sales. They did Monster Movie Marathon one. They did Thrilling Tales of the Undead. They did, So they've done Universal Monsters, they've done Walking Dead, they've done titles that are not owned by Wizards of the Coast. So if anybody's going to go around saying, oh, here's these characters from this cartoon in a Magic the Gathering set, Magic the Gathering is owned by Hasbro, therefore these characters are owned by Hasbro, therefore the characters on the cover of Dragons of Stormwick Isle are the characters from the cartoon. And I would say no, because here's a long history of Secret Lairs. What probably happened is Wizards of the Coast saw a bunch of people making videos about Dragons of Stormwick Isle and claiming that the characters were Dragons of Stormwick Isle were the characters from the cartoon. And Wizards of the Coast went, no, they're not. Disney went, no, they're not. The creator of the cartoon went, no, they're not. Several hundred YouTubers went, no, they're not. But these 3 or 4 idiots who refuse to see, the facts in front of them are continuing to push this narrative. And Hasbro, being smart, is like, well, you know what? Let's market the fuck out of this misinformation. Because once again, we never actually said they were the characters from the cartoon, so we did not mislead you. These YouTubers are saying they're the characters from the cartoon. We just released some Magic the Gathering sets with some artwork because we made a deal from Disney, just like we made a Disney deal with Universal, and just like we made a deal with whoever owns Fortnite to use their characters. They get 50%, we get 50%, and we get to charge you Magic the Gathering collectors an outrageous sum of money. So no, it's not the first time. No, this doesn't prove anything. And no, you just need to stop, okay? Nobody else is talking about this. It's already passed on. Radiant Citadel, we've completely forgot about. Dragons of Stromic Isle, we've moved on. The fact that you people continue to need to focus on this one little topic to remain relevant is pointless because we're already upset about what's coming down the pike. We're already focused on Spelljammer and the announcement of what we can expect from 2026 because, hey, if you're upset about the way Dungeons & Dragons looks post-Tasha, well, we've already know that the 2024 Dungeons & Dragons is going to be way more like Tasha and way less like the D&D we're used to. So they're going for more and more like a GURPS tail-end Pathfinder style. And other than name, it's not going to be D&D. So let's focus on that instead of irrelevant Radiant Citadel because it's already irrelevant. I just sailed 2,000 sails across the entire United States. That's irrelevant. And that's the news. I am OGGM reminding you again that this kitten demands you subscribe to my vlog. Subscribe to my vlog. Do not upset the kitten. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you don't appreciate this content, let me know. If you think I'm wrong about the Magic the Gathering Secret Lair Saturday morning cartoon, which isn't even selling very well, let me know. If you think my numbers are wrong about sales, even though I'm quoting them from a store owner, let me know. Till next time, I'm the OGGM. Please subscribe. I'll talk to you later.